Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm David.
For 15 years, we've been eating Oreos together.
And today, we're going to eat them with you.
Some flavors are wild.
Some are concerning.
And some are an absolute revelation.
Join us.
Do 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 double 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 stuff double stuff.
Me 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 me.
No.
Me 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 me. Hello, listeners.
Hi.
Welcome back to the show. We're here to talk about Oreos, as is our way.
Mm-hmm. No twists, except when we twist the Oreo off.
Oh, that little top part. We've been actually gifted a pack of Oreos that come from overseas.
Thanks, AP.
Yeah, by a kindly and loving friend. And from what we can tell, we're dealing with something that's actually a pretty interesting move. A mix of creams in their Oreo. I mean, obviously, we talked about dirt cake. I mean, more interestingly, like doing it on one layer, like the jelly donut Oreo.
Yeah, where they'll have the jelly in the middle, and then they'll have some sort of cream on the outside, so if there's like two circles.
Yeah. I think they did that with like a waffle and maple syrup one once.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
I liked that one.
That was good.
I wish we had more of that.
So today we've got one that falls into that similar two-face category. It's the Harvey Dent
I was like, I hope
Oreos.
he says Harvey Dent.
This is peach and grape.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to break out a translator app because this is not in English and I want to be able to tell what's on the box.
Yeah, so while Max is pulling the tech up, it is always interesting to us, the flavor experiments that they seem more reluctant to play around with in the US market, but that overseas markets are much faster to try out. Either it's playing around with savory, replicating something that's more like a dinner or like a meat. For this one, they've definitely done, the idea of it being fruity flavors. That's not so uncommon, but we just don't really know whether there's research about what desserts do better where, or if they're waiting and doing it in different eras. I just saw the translator app translate one thing to say Oreo, and that was quite lovely.
They are Oreos.
Yeah.
These are Oreos. It's
Confirmed.
official. The translator app has told us that we are eating Oreos.
Yeah, so that app is working. That's great.
It'd be amazing if it was Hydrox.
Oh my God. There would have been a twist.
Brutal. Oh, it even tells you, this is wonderful.
What do we got?
So on one side, it says Oreo, obviously, which is the product that we are about to eat. But there are also really adorable drawings of like how to enjoy an Oreo here.
That's pretty cool.
And it tells you to twist, give it a lick, and then it says one bubble, which I think maybe means dunk it.
I mean, it's splashing in milk, so one presumes one bubble means dip.
Yeah, dip this. Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
Crystal grape flavor plus peach flavor.
Amazing.
Crystal grapes.
And just to note, it's really hot where we're recording right now in like the time of year. This is maybe the most refreshing sounding Oreo I've ever heard of in my life.
Sound wonderful. The translation, there's all these like little word bubbles that actually are on like almost every side of this Oreo, where it likes to tell you that it's sweet but not greasy.
Oh, I wasn't concerned until they brought it up.
Look, I'm not worried about this one being greasy, but I am worried about other ones now.
What I want now is the fried chicken Oreo that is greasy.
It's like drenched.
Like, we know you want us to hold off on the previous one.
Crispy and soggy.
We leaned in. Whereas here, if you're not looking for grease, good news, you won't find it.
Yeah, congratulations.
You've hit the non-grease jackpot.
Pilgrim, you've done it. So the other translated items, it says smooth filling, sweet filling, just the right amount of sweetness. Hopefully you agree.
Yeah.
Rich cocoa, delicious.
Great.
Imported cocoa powder. Producer Will, I'm sorry to say that it doesn't say that it's ethically imported anywhere. So murders may have been committed for this cocoa, but hopefully not. Hopefully they just didn't have the room. Here's a question, David.
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot about the nabasement and where Oreo flavors are originated.
We do.
Do you think that there is a Chinese debasement, or do you think that it's all from one international debasement that's so deep in the Earth's core that it feeds all nations?
That is a really good question. I find myself thinking that these are separate operations. There might be like a science level and then a corporate level. The science bubbles up from the same place, and then the corporate departments are more regional.
Right, they're sitting there with big cigars.
Right, of course.
Tweed suits.
Yeah.
Being like, send it to China. Ha
Yeah,
they'll
like-
love it. It's crystal grape.
Big Hudsucker proxy energy.
Yeah, it's a circle on a piece of paper.
There
They're
you
like,
go.
for the mouths.
And it's upside down and you flip it around and it's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really good question and something that is worth investigating for future episodes because I know we will be returning to international Oreo flavors.
Oh, yeah. There are some unicorns out there. Yeah, I think they'll be constant in our lives.
Yeah. The one thing that I have occasionally wondered about, and I don't know if we've ever gotten a conclusive answer about this, and it will come up pretty quickly once we start tasting, is whether or not the makeup of the cookie is the same internationally.
Oh, is it as crispy?
Yeah.
Is it as crunchy?
Like, is it as chocolate tasting?
Yeah. Is it as greasy?
Exactly. At one point in the past, we had another international one, and we were both wondering, is this a little stale or is this less chocolate flavored and a little more brittle? Because that's just how they make the cookie for this part of the world.
Sure.
And
I think it was the Korean one. I think we
Yeah.
had some Korean Oreos.
I think that's right. The main question here is the crystal grape and peach filling.
Yeah.
But I will be curious if I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this and a US Oreo, or if it feels like they pulled back on the cocoa.
Producer Will brings up an important question that I don't have an answer for. What is a crystal grape?
All right, there's two options here, as far as I can tell. One, it is not a certain type of grape. It is evocative of it being refreshing and glimmery and juicy.
Oh, like clearly Canadian.
Yeah. Or it is a grape I've never heard of.
Uh-huh.
There's apparently nothing fancy about the peach. It's just a
It's just
traditional
regular Joe peach.
old school peach.
Looks like a butt. Looks delicious.
The thing that's funny to me is the fact that it has crystal in front of grape has really made me notably more excited to eat these. And I was excited before. Grape and peach Oreos. I'm like, oh, look at this. Crystal grape and peach Oreos. Give me 3.
Yeah, okay. So marketing's done the job.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a little heat wavy, so that was like a little start. But I don't know. I'm really,
It does feel refreshing.
Right?
Look, they're juicy looking on the box. The grapes look very crisp.
Well, and we should talk about the color of the frosting.
My apologies for not getting into this. The grapes are obviously green, as all crystal grapes should be. The peaches are really lovely. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, peach color, but it's got a kind of pinky orangeness to it. They both are actually really enticing looking.
Yeah.
They look refreshing. They look light.
Like bright and lively.
Yeah. I wish that my life was this bright and lively. This is an aspirational cookie.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fact that we haven't even had a bite yet, just looking at the box and we're sort of thinking about like, this is something to aspire to.
Yeah.
Packaging wise, this is good work.
Yeah, they're kind of knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Good gradients. This is like a really nice color combo. This green and peach.
But offset against the classic blue so that you know what you're dealing with. This is still an Oreo.
We don't talk about this, but it must be really hard from a design perspective. Have all these different Oreos and have your color schemes not clash horribly with the consistent blue that you're putting on your packaging, right? They always have to fall into the blue and be like, it works nicely. It looks good.
That's a good point.
There's like a design team at Oreo that has to deal with that task every time they cook up a new flavor.
And they're probably a little bit disappointed that we've talked so much about the basement and so relatively little about them.
Yeah, about Design HQ.
Yeah, we're giving you the love this episode, design team, because this is a really appealing cookie box.
You knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that this is probably all going to the Chinese design team and nobody in the American team gets any love, but
they can forward it.
Yeah. Forward it from your colleagues and feel appreciated by proxy.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this cookie.
Great.
It's in a cardboard single sleeve, which is the way of the Oversea Oreo.
Oh.
And inside are 2 half sleeves of plastic packaging. On the plastic packaging,
Talk about the grease content. High, low.
it does not. It says Yikule First Peach. Yikoule. Yikule. And then in quotes, First Peach. I think that might be a mistranslation.
Producer Will has an update for us.
Oh, Producer Will says that my translator app is wrong, that what it actually was saying is not cloying instead of not greasy, which makes more sense.
How would that operate flavor-wise? What is the use of cloying there indicating?
It's not overwhelming. It's not too much. Yeah, right? It's not like, oh, this is good. They're really into this idea of being like, they're sweet, but not too sweet.
Yeah, they're worried about coming on too strong.
I mean, I think what they're hitting at is like, hey, dog, you could eat this whole thing. These are like mainlining Oreos.
It's like they know from the podcast already
what
we're looking for.
They know all the way in China.
Yeah.
Sound waves travel fast.
Yeah.
All right. Have a cookie.
Thank you, sir.
I've got a cookie. So, well, these smell crazy.
Whoa. Woo.
There's a lot happening.
Woo.
In this. At first, it was very, I want to say like chemical.
It smells like a Starburst.
And then the more I got into it, the more like, yeah, there is a certain like East Asian melon smell in confectionery that I am now recognizing. I'm like, I've smelled this before in Japanese candies. And yeah. Will says he's getting muscat.
I don't know what that means.
Muscat? I don't even know. How do you pronounce it? Muscat? Anyway.
What's muscat?
It is a like sweet green grape that's used in dessert wines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good pull, producer Will.
And you're not wrong. It is giving you that vibe. Let's confirm pronunciation before we end up in a childhood hors d'oeuvres situation.
If you're Italian, muscat.
Muscato. We'll use the Italian. We're Italian now. Yeah, Will's getting Muscato, and I'm also getting a Muscato.
So I'm going to make another observation here. I'm going to switch from sniffing to looking. I am intrigued by the fact that even though we haven't opened this guy up yet, from the side, this almost just looks like it's traditional cream. There's a teeny tiny hint of pink and a teeny tiny hint of green, but I think that maybe once we look at it opened, it's actually going to be quite subtle visually. The packaging is really pushing this being poppy.
Yeah, what the F? Actually, this green looks white.
And the pink looks white.
And the pink looks barely, like very mildly peach.
Should we open it up?
Yeah, I mean...
You kind of have to, I think.
Yeah. Also, it looks like there's less cream. It looks very light on the
cream.
It does.
I mean, it looks like original amount.
Original amount,
US
yeah.
cream,
it's not the double stuffed thing that we ran into in our fat US. This is just white.
I don't...
No, wait.
The pink is definitely
pinker.
Light pink.
There's like a hint. There's a hint of Moscato green.
Oh, but certainly you can smell it better when it's in half.
Wow. Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, the grape is doing a lot smell-wise.
Yeah.
There's a little.
Yeah, it's very subtle. They don't want to come on too strong.
It's not cloying. It's not greasy. It's just the right amount.
Just the right.
So this cream is down the middle, 2 different flavors. Mm-hmm. And I think we did this with black and white too. But what we're going to do when we bite in is bite in to get both flavors at the same time.
So that we're getting a combo bite.
Yeah. This is a Crystal Grape and Peach Oreo.
Yeah, as it was sold.
Yeah. Chocolate cookie, by the way, in case we weren't clear about that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. You ready?
To take one more look to make sure that I get the bite right.
Make sure that you hadn't forgotten what it looked like.
Where the middle seam is.
Oh, I see. It's hard to tell in the shadowy recesses between these two wafers.
It's not cloying.
It's not greasy. It's just right. Cheers. Oh my God, it's so greasy.
Yeah.
Let's finish this.
Hold on. No, I agree.
Hello. I kind of fuck with this.
I have so many thoughts, and they are a little surprised, but very positive leaning.
Yeah.
I will say my first thought is that packaging does not really feel representative of the cookie to me.
Visually?
Yeah.
Certainly
but even
not.
just flavor profile wise. As much as it's bright and lively, the colors indicate we went for it with sweetness and flavor. Like even though it's like bright, when you see the actual cream, it is much more subtle and pale and closer to subdued. All that being said, I absolutely fuck with what it does taste like.
Yeah.
It's really good. It is really not cloying.
Yeah, it is not cloying.
The text on the packaging is spot on.
I am sort of baffled here because I do wonder, like, why did they have to tell me that when it is that? And maybe it's just like trying to mitigate consumer fears.
The weird thing is that it feels like they enriched the colors of the cream on the box so that it didn't look drab and boring.
Yep.
And that you would want to pick it up off the shelf. And I
did want the cookie to look like that.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty bad.
And then when it didn't, you're like, oh, but then you eat it and you're like, the subtlety is kind of what makes this thing so great.
Mm-hmm. We talk about this a lot, you know?
Yeah, a lot more than we expected to.
Yeah, I didn't think that this was going to be a word we ever really used in reference to the debasement folks.
Certainly not in Oreos that we're championing.
Yeah, it's just how much it's about a careful balance and what are we subtly pulling in here. Mm-hmm. I do think the grape is doing a lot more heavy hitting than the peach.
It's hard to access the peach because both are subtle, but I think the peach is more subtle.
Yeah. It's a smoother flavor, right? Grape is sharper.
Yep.
It's obviously made of crystals.
As we know.
Oh, producer Will says most Asian sweets are less sugary than U.S. counterparts. Maybe they're reassuring locals.
See, this is part of why the international stuff is extra fascinating.
Well, I didn't even look at the nutrition facts because I figured they weren't worth focusing on. It's actually about the same.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, but I would say that it tastes less overtly sweet.
Yeah. It seems like that was an intentional choice and a choice that works really well.
Yeah.
Because I think the other thing that helps there is that with the frosting being as subtle as it is, if the cookie was too overwhelming, you would lose the frosting entirely, which you don't.
Yep. It's doing its job. The chocolate is there, obviously. And I think maybe comes up a little strong on the aftertaste. Like I'm not getting a lot of like smooth come down.
The aftertaste is mostly the cookie.
Yeah. But I think outside of that, the balance is really nice.
It's really nice, which makes me curious about a double stuff. because it's
Oh, yeah.
more cream, but probably not stronger cream.
Right.
I will say my initial instinct is that was really good, not just in flavor, but in proportion.
Mhm.
And that it's not oh, it's going to ruin it to double stuff it. But I feel like there's times when more is part of the equation. And it's oh man, that cream is so over the top. What if there was twice as much? And listen, that's usually my vibe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am thinking for this, it might be interesting or good to do a double stuff, but the way they give that to you, I think they probably got it.
Yeah. I'm interested in what your experience of the double stuff is going to be, primarily to see it through an American lens. To be if this were an American flavor, it probably would be this double stuff proportion.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good call. Are you going to do all in one bite, or are you going to do one flavor bite?
I'm going to do all in one bite.
Okay.
The whole thing. I still want both the flavors together. I also think that when considering ratings and all that, we should think about it as a mixed flavor.
I agree.
That's what Oreo wants us to do.
As the debasement intended.
Yeah. And as we all know, we're zealously slavish to what Oreo wants us to do.
Yeah, we're on board.
We're of the people, the Oreo people. Wow, these tiny little packets don't have much. All right, there's
I was going to say, we have to be careful here. We only have so much room for experimenting.
Eating a sleeve of these things is not hard, in so much as they are tasty, and also there are 4 cookies involved.
So now the question is, do I double stuff? Oh my God. All right, producer Will, king of his job.
Yeah, no,
I was literally
you knew.
about to
How
say
did you
this,
know?
and he had typed it up on the screen. This is very good. How am I aligning the double stuff? Am I peach on peach and grape on grape?
Peach on peach on grape on grape on
I-
peach on grape on grape.
I think in the spirit of this being a celebration of the combo, and peach on grape, grape on peach.
You're going swaps.
I'm going swapskis.
Well, I think that's smart because it guarantees you evenness all the way through, right?
Exactly,
There's no way you could bite this that you're not going to get.
I don't want to jump the
50-50.
gun and get to one flavor per bite.
Look, don't fuck with a good thing, you know? Can I take a look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. America's Oreo. So tall, so thick. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is better. Yeah, dog. Yeah. President Xi, thank you for your work.
So that was interesting. It was actually quite good, almost equally good in a different way.
Okay.
It was not better. The cream flavor did come through a little more.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the subtlety is lost, but still works quite well. I do think that the cream has more aftertaste when you double it up, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't say, doubling these is the preferred way to go. But I mean, God, in some ways, this is just more fuel for the fire of how good these are. Equally valid with different pros,
Yeah.
which is pretty great. What was your experience with the one at a time?
I think it's actually better. I think it's better than the bite in half. I think it smooths it out a little bit more. You're getting the whole flavor. I think you're getting a little more aftertaste. Same deal where your taste buds are just getting more of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the chocolate's doing less heavy lifting at the tail end. But I do think it smoothed it out. I think the half bite for some reason was a little sharper for me. Maybe it was just first bite, second. It's
Sure.
Hey, I've already had one of these. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what to expect.
But I preferred it as a eat the whole Oreo in one go.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat one of the cookies now. I'm curious if there's any notable difference.
Oh, yeah. You mind if I get on that?
Mm-hmm. It's mostly just funny how the subtle fruit flavor still
They're still lingering.
yeah. I mean, this could almost be its own snack.
Just a cookie with a subtle, crystal grape peach. Just a kiss, just like a spritz.
Mm-hmm.
There is something very perfumey about this,
Yes, that's a really good call.
which for me is fine. I'm fine with the perfumey flavor in my candies and my sweets and stuff and maybe my bevs. But if you're not into the idea of rose water essence or stuff like that, this is probably not for you.
Yeah, but if you are, this is pretty excellent.
Yeah. I'm very cool with this cookie.
I'm kind of sad that it's so hard to get. Not that I'd want these every day forever, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I would definitely be in the mood for these sometimes.
I would love to see these as in a one-off. A springtime one-off?
Yeah.
Do it for some pagan holiday and just bang it out. And everyone's feeling horny and weird and they put on their Midsommar outfits and they're going to burn Nick Cage and the Wicker Man and give me some Oreos, dog. Let's go. Bring back the bees.
It would complement the Midsommar flower dress quite well visually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh should have been eating one of these fuckers at the end. Boyfriend on fire, bear costumes.
Spoiler alert.
Delicious little Oreo in her hand.
Yeah, a missed marketing opportunity.
Not cloying. I'm the May Queen. We don't talk about this with anybody ever, but David, as old childhood friends, you and I were raised in the tradition of dancing a maypole
Yes, that's true.
and knew many maypole dances and patterns and knots to ties or whatever it is you
Did
would
we know
call
more
it.
than one?
Yeah, there were a few that we did.
I forgot all of them except one.
The over-under.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, that was
You nailed it.
pretty basic. In our school, as grade school children, we had like a May festival, and we would dance the maypole, and we would celebrate spring and all that stuff. Which I know, listeners, probably you're thinking that we were much more interesting and pagan-y and cool than we were. That was about the extent
Kind of a
it.
standalone.
Yeah.
Kind of a surprising standalone.
Not a standalone. Not entirely.
I guess that's true.
We did Halloween that was also very pagan and creepy. And we would sing Soul Cake, and we would...
Yeah. It's alarmingly unrelated to this cookie.
Yeah. But cookies will take you places. They'll
true.
take you down memory lane.
That is true. I would have eaten these at our spring school celebration.
100%.
They would have felt very fitting at that time. There is definitely a place for these cookies and like an upbeat summer party vibe.
Yeah.
Which I think they could absolutely capitalize on in the US market for sure.
Yeah, I think it would hit hard.
Yeah.
I think it's a limited run. It's not a forever cookie, but I
Yeah.
think it would hit hard. What a good Oreo.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
What a winner.
I love when you're like, I don't know, man, this could be anything. And they're great.
Yeah,
Wowza. What a cool thing that's happening to us right
really
now.
great. Yeah, thrilled about this.
I gotta think of a number for this damn thing. Well, let's do amount first, because that's easier for me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as presented, you don't have many options, but let's imagine that it was in a US.
In a US package,
Package.
that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my number.
So do I. What do you think?
2 sleeves.
I think I might do one sleeve. I like that it's light and that I feel like one sleeve would be enough before it starts to become heavy. But I could absolutely see a world where I get to the end of that sleeve and I'm just like, these are so good, I'm just going to keep going. In my head, one sleeve feels kind of like the target. It's not in any way an indictment of the cookie. I'm sure I would be tempted to go to 2.
Yeah. My main reasoning and thinking here is I've just eaten 3 of these. It never got more cloying.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I mean,
like
totally
the
fair.
third one wasn't more cloying than the first. In fact, I
100%.
think the first one might have been the most cloying.
Yeah,
I've said a baseline doesn't seem to be growing, which means I think you can just like coast on that flavor
probably
the
right.
whole way. I think I would only stop maybe at 2 sleeves because these are so subtle that they don't have that thing that some Oreos do, which is like, I am addictively compelled to keep doing this.
Totally.
They don't have that.
Which is, I think, part of their strength.
Yeah, I think it is a strength for them. I think it's going to ding them on a number score that they're like not addictive in this way,
Interesting.
but it is part of the intention.
Yes, I think that's right.
Very hard to think about. Where do they stand? 1 to 10? 1 to 10 for these? For these like strange revelations? I shouldn't compare them to other Oreos. I shouldn't be existing in like the
Well-
space of like, how does this stack up against another thing? Like it should just have a number that's like an empirical number.
It's hard because in some ways you're always going to do that at some level. But it's
I know.
just about making sure that in doing that, you're not giving it enough credit for something that it's doing that most aren't. To me, that's the main thing is the idea of it's like it has redefined what success looks like for the most part
Mm-hmm.
and needing to give its ability to find that success equal weight.
And the other thing I need to remember is that this is a scale from 1 to 10, and this isn't that weighted scale fucking everybody gets a 7 thing.
Right.
Like a 5 is the average Oreo.
Yeah.
I need to remember it in those terms.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because I do feel like the numbers that are coming to mind are the right numbers for me in my heart, but also feel like they're going to come across as like not as laudatory as I want them to be.
You got to go with your heart. I will say, without full spoiler territory, this is upper echelon Oreo for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got it.
All right. What you got?
7.
I think this is an 8 for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I can see 7. I think that the fact that not only does this work as well as it does, but it works as well as it does because it knows, once again, hit the gong one more time, restraint.
Yeah.
You know, that feels notable to me. This is not what you expect, and it's really good, and it's really good because it knows when to stop.
Yeah, it's such an impressive balancing act that they've done. I think if it had that addictive quality to it, I'd be talking 8, 9.
Yeah, I get that. This feels like it's right on that verge of 7 and 8.
Yeah.
But considering our expectations, that's pretty great.
Oh, it's a wild success.
Basically, if you can find these somewhere, highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
These are a real winner.
Go light your boyfriend on fire. Have an Oreo.
There might be some people that haven't seen that movie yet.
That movie came out years ago.
I
There's
guess that's true.
absolutely no way that I am beholden to keep the end of it. Also, side note, if you're watching that movie and you don't know where this is going, look, kudos to you. Every movie must be a revelatory experience. It must be amazing to watch movies. Honestly, you know what? I love your life. I'm so proud of you. You should do that. You should go into everything like tabula rasa, blank slate. Be like, I don't even know how stories are told, dog. That's awesome for you. I love you for that.
Yeah, we're proud of you, listener.
God, I wish I had narrative amnesia like you do, listener, specifically you. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, sorry for spoiling Midsommar and then getting defensive about it. My bad. It's good. Go see it in theaters now. Fuck me. Well, listener.
This is a winner, one that I don't think we have any realistic expectation will necessarily make its way to the U.S. market on its own. I wish that it would.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, specialty markets, I'm sure there's like Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find this online. I'm sure you could find it at a Chinese grocer. And, worst case scenario, have a friend like ours who goes abroad and buys you a pack of Oreos.
Yeah, he's just got your back.
Brings it back.
That's the way to be.
It's always nice.
Find these. I think the summary all in all is not cloying.
Not greasy.